A new menu of possibilities is becoming available to you. Okay, if you've intersected with this message through your space-time travels, a new menu of possibilities has become available to you. And I'm hearing this is no longer a limited menu. I'm seeing like a quantum restaurant. So restaurants in the metaphysical realm, they represent social interactions, engagements, and the environment, okay, that is going to, I'm hearing, hold an ecosystem of timelines, opportunities due to certain network connections that show me 11th house energy, like friendships, things of this nature. But this is simply because your taste buds have changed. Maybe you've realized that you are not here to change those that you're around, but instead change those that you're around, right? Change the people that you surround yourself with. So there is something about your taste buds have changed, and I'm hearing it's because you've gone through a regenerative life force. Then inside of the nucleus of the cell, right, you hold the resonant point that connects you with very specific networks that your soul needs to learn during that stage of your journey for optimal growth and evolution. And there is something about those lessons have been learned, and there is a new network that's leading you somewhere else. There's no longer a resonant connection because you've healed and integrated what was calling you forth towards certain experiences in the first place. I'm seeing somebody's job, for example, like you were called into a very specific job. Now that you've been able to heal and integrate the information behind the emotions that your soul was experiencing within this physical vessel, you're kind of looking at a situation, and I'm hearing you're maybe physically there, but mentally you're elsewhere. I'm hearing energetically you're absent. Okay, so there is something about maybe feeling as if there is something that you're being called to now. And I'm seeing the Four of Cups sitting across the room right now, which is about a new lifeline being offered to you. But anyway, this message has been inspired by a live chat interaction that we had the other day, and it's about life is a box of chocolates. The saying is, you never know what you're gonna get, but you do, right? I was thinking about this, and I was sitting and I was thinking about what happens when you get a box of chocolates, right? Usually they actually have a menu of selections on the back. Like you turn the box of chocolates and you can actually see the description. You actually know exactly what you're going to get if you pay attention. If you are able to read the description, right, you can sense the different flavors of experiences. You can choose accordingly, right? You're able to kind of really actually see exactly what you'd get. In fact, you can foresee it, okay? You know what it is that you'll continue to experience that leaves you feeling unfulfilled if you stay in familiar circumstances. If you keep choosing the same flavor of chocolates in the box, okay, I'm hearing timelines within this universe that leave you feeling unfulfilled, or like literally your body is wanting to eject these circumstances. It just no longer has that flavor of authenticity with who it is that you are. It was with who it is that you were, but not who you are now, not who you've known yourself to be. I'm hearing not who you've remembered yourself to be. So there's something that you knew that you're discovering, right? Within these hidden menus, right? That are kind of printed inside. And I'm hearing it's being able to consciously choose as well. So if you can allow your consciousness to expand and travel into the quantum field and begin to transcend the limited third dimensional ways of thinking, okay, then you can move beyond this linear construct of time, leverage as a quantum being, utilize your heart chakra, right, to enter into certain frames vibrationally, see and sense how a situational circumstance would make you feel before you respond and say yes or say no, right? This is really focusing on setting your consciousness far beyond the anatomical body and anchoring back certain information from different timelines and applying your free will in the present moment to selectively choose the experiences that you want, right? Whether these timelines are portals with people, whether these timelines are portals that come in the form of opportunities, these are all going to lead to points of discovery, okay? And yeah, these are about different kind of menu of possible outcomes that is readily available for you. You can actually glimpse at the menu. And for those who have this vantage point, you realize that you're actually not bound to taste every flavor. You don't have to, right? You can actually skip certain experiences entirely, okay? And I really want to talk about that today, where you can dodge timelines that actually no longer serve your evolution, okay? And you can step into those that that do. You can immerse yourself into new kind of sensory experiences that your soul is really calling for when it comes to that natural call for exploration, right? So yeah, you're not bound to sample every flavor. It's not something that you have to do. You can skip the ones that you no longer feel like serve your highest good with who it is that you are now. And also, you can, most importantly, honor the fact that your taste buds have changed, okay? Things that once felt authentic to you before may end up feeling superficial, right? Due to the new depths that you've met yourself. And here's the key, right? Your choice is guided, okay? Not by who it is that you were, but it's being guided by who it is that you now know yourself to be, right? And the energy that's coming through is something that once felt, sweet before, maybe feels kind of artificial now, right? Maybe it's about timelines that once felt exciting or necessary and now feel out of resonance, okay? So things that you're tuning into is focusing on what it is that you need now, okay, your present self. And this is how multidimensional guidance works, right? When we talk about these aspects, this is where you're choosing timelines not based upon an old habit or old programming, right? But instead, you're focusing on the vibration that you're currently holding, and you're very aware of what that current vibration may be. So, yeah, you're selecting ones that just truly taste like authentic, right? So, yeah, let's go ahead and see. You're using something to guide your next steps moving forth. Let's take a look at the menu that's available. The void, the nothingness. Okay. So, actually, this is pretty interesting because you have the cosmos and you have the void. This is saying that you get to fill this box. Okay. This box, as I'm hearing, arrived empty. You may feel like right now you're in a place where I'm hearing, don't, there's that quote where it's like, don't you see? It's like the full card, right? I would literally link this to the full card. He's just gone through a huge cycle in his life. He's closed out major chapters and he's moving forward into this next chapter, realizing that he hasn't lost it all. He's made room for so much more. He's entering into a time in his life where it's almost like where you think that you've lost it all. Well, I guess there's nothing holding you back anymore. I'm seeing you become a chef, okay? You're like this quantum chef, and you're reflecting on your experiences in life, okay, when it comes to your, space-time travels in this human experience. And there is ingredients that you have experienced, and you know that there are things that you like and things that, or things, let's just say, not even like, there's things that you resonate with at this stage in your journey, and there's just things that you no longer do, and you're tweaking the recipe book. I'm seeing you come up with a menu itself. You're stepping into really becoming a creator. You're no longer just feeling like there's different destinies that are being offered to you. No, you are molding and shaping your destiny right now. That's what I'm seeing it as. Especially with nothingness and cosmos, there is nothing holding you back. There's something about your imagination. Let's go and take a look at what void is. Venturing and exploring new realms of possibilities. And I'm hearing the possibilities are endless, right? It's like the limit does not exist. And things have never felt so loud in the nothingness. Okay, justice. Now you have justice reversed too. So it's almost like all you know is there are things and chocolates that once occupied that box that you've made room for. And I'm seeing the longer that you hold on to those chocolates in the box, the longer you also postpone new forms that can take that place. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. So it feels like there are things that are being filtered in and out of your reality for sure. You have Eight of Swords here at the base too, so this is definitely something that maybe you felt apprehensive when it comes to actually moving towards. This talks about being a box invented by those who are afraid, and also being in a state of possible analysis paralysis. I feel like this is something that it didn't come very easily. It's something you had to deeply contemplate. Am I ready? Okay, would I rather walk as a sovereign being than walk with, I'm hearing, a group or community that feels unaligned? Okay, and it's not that one is right, or one is wrong, it's that they are no longer in resonance. The attracting points I'm hearing are now leading to a point of repulsion I'm seeing ejection. So I'm seeing you feel like you're not that you're being rejected, but it's a mirrored reflection of where your soul is trying to eject itself from certain experiences, environments, maybe things that you did that once felt aligned just no longer do. But it feels like you're being prepared for a new selection of timelines. That's what it feels like. And it's because you're aware that there are new timelines that you can select. It's like you're becoming aware that you have a choice. You're becoming aware that you don't have to, I'm hearing, stay in circumstances for the simple fact that you once would have, okay, or that you once did. This reminds me of a card in the Cosmos Oracle message, and it says something around you don't have to um choose something for the simple fact that you once would have, right? Let's see what else. So whatever this is, it definitely could be to do with Libra energy, like partnerships, energy exchanges, the things that you give energy to. Look at this. Five of Swords. You don't see eye to eye because you're looking at the situation from a different perspective, right? It's like you are seeing this from a different plane of consciousness. The level of awareness that a problem had occurred, okay, is not the same level of awareness that needs to be applied when it comes to resolving this. You have to be able to see it from a vantage point. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. And as you do that, there's like this refraction mechanism where you're now able to absorb what a situation means from the perspective of the soul. You're able to see why you were called into certain environments and circumstances and how they did serve a purpose. And I'm hearing how you also served I'm hearing as a portal to those around you. Okay, now you have the Lovers, which literally is a selection of timelines. This is Venus and Aquarius. Venus and Aquarius literally says, I would rather walk alone than to continue staying in environments where I feel like there's unproductive discussions, or maybe this is just where you don't see eye to eye, even with past decisions that you would have made, right? There is something that you are seeing, and I spoke about this, where the amount of life that you give into something determines the value that it has, and your value is within the time that you spend, right? Time is a currency in this realm. Okay, time is a currency within itself. And the amount of time that you spend on something, which is energy, the amount of life force that you entangle into a situation. And there's something about you calling back your light, like you're calling back your awareness, and you're discarding and severing ties from a situation or circumstance, or even version of yourself that would have compromised and continue to choose the same boxes. I'm hearing continue to choose the same chocolates in that box. And this is somebody that's wiping the slate clean in some way, right? That's almost how I'm seeing it with the Lovers. It's like you're leaving behind the box altogether and you're creating a new one within this existence, but the void, it's almost like a decision that's been made, but with no announcement. Okay, so I feel like you're not necessarily announcing this thing. The Five of Swords character doesn't even bother saying to Justice, especially coming up reversed. It doesn't bother explaining. Okay, it focuses on what it wants to experience. Okay, and it moves accordingly. This is a very interesting energy, right? Let's go ahead and see what else you're aligned with now. What is this void point? The Tower. You could definitely be a walking tower moment, okay, for sure. But most importantly, this has kind of come up reverse, which shows that you are an agent of change. Your moments of destabilization are points of leverage for you. You're utilizing that as a catalyst for transformation. Okay, King of Swords, listen, this is somebody that's made up their mind, right? They have mastery over their mind, mastery over the suit, which means that you master your mind, you master the way that you think about a situation, you master the way that you feel about it. You have mastery over matter now. And there's something about you mastering matter simply because you've stepped into a new time within yourself where you pretty much are a force to be reckoned with. It feels like there is a new I'm hearing like may the force be with you. Okay, stratosphere and stratosphere. Wow. This talks about perfect balance and restoring harmony. Now, stratosphere essentially talks about answering the callings of the soul because you have this fusion in the background, which talks about basically the implementation, integration of allowing your actions to support the soul's movements during this time and the soul's callings. 𝓲𝓪𝓬𝓪 talks about you're in a fertile time where the conditions are right and the environmental elemental factors are unfolding in your favor. Okay, 𝓲𝓪𝓬𝓪 basically talks about you're standing on fertile ground, and there is something that you're doing that's disrupting your comfort zone, something that's familiar, but oh, is it so freeing? You know, again, it's almost like the Fool card where, okay, I've lost it all, but there's nothing holding me back anymore. You know, it's almost like you can move forward. I don't know what this is, but it feels like a sense of rebellion. It feels like a sense of liberation, okay, and authenticity. These are the three key words I would use for this energy right now. And maybe you're rebelling when it comes to just no longer accepting. I'm hearing the different arrangement of the box of chocolates. It's almost like, no, you're doing something that feels honestly a little bit like eccentric or eclectic. I'm seeing somebody kind of take the chocolates that they like, right? And that's it. They're leaving the rest. It's almost like you're taking with it, you're taking what is something that feels like it's what you want to experience, and with a breath of kindness you're blowing away the rest. I don't know what this is, but I'm seeing somebody go back home and they're unwrapping these box of chocolates, and they're not just eating it and consuming it, they're dissecting it. They're saying, what is the very thing that my soul's calling for? It's almost like there is something within this. I'm seeing like someone take a microscope, they're like reverse engineering something. So maybe you're trying to understand from a deeper level why you had chosen the previous chocolates in the first place and why you've outgrown them. You know, that's what I'm seeing. Why your taste buds have changed and why you once had this acquired taste, okay? And now you have a different one. You know, that's what I'm seeing within you. But there's like a regeneration process. I feel like you're questioning, who am I? I feel like you could be asking that, right? Instead of people saying, who are you? Because you're unrecognizable. It's like you don't even recognize yourself. I'm seeing you look in the mirror and you're like, who am I? Like, who am I? Because I don't recognize myself. I used to hate dark chocolate. Now I love it, you know? There's that type of essence. I used to only eat milk chocolate, and now I'm realizing, oh, okay, I actually really like white chocolate, you know, whatever that may be for you. There is something that you're doing here. You know, that's like an essence that's coming through. Life is like a box of chocolates, whatever this is, and there is something new that you're wanting to experience. So let's go ahead and see. I definitely want to pull some oracle messages, and we'll get quite blossoming abundance, whatever this is. It leads to like financial payouts. And again, I feel like this is a return on where you're now investing your energy with whatever this is. This talks about a stream of abundance opening up for you. It literally blossoming abundance, like new abundant timelines, ecosystems that you're opening up to. Because you've opened up your heart, right? It's like you're allowing your heart to lead you in ways that the mind may not be able to explain. You know, I'm hearing you may not need an explanation. You may just need to follow literally what your heart's calling for during this time. You may not need to explain to those around you. You may not need to even try to understand this, you know, because that's what I feel like this is. It's like you're trying to understand, but there's something that you understand, and that's speaking so much louder, you know. It's like you've arrived at a place where you have more questions than answers, right? You have blessed. Blessed talks about the red sea parts for you. This is literally higher power. Again, you're being guided, okay, to places by a higher power right now, by the non-physical essence residing inside of you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. 22. Something wonderful that's unearned and unexpected, grace unforeseen from spirit. There are moments in your life where out of the blue, it seems like everything has been divinely orchestrated. Okay, so this is divine intervention. It says you will feel blessed in a way that's difficult to express. So it's like, I don't know why I'm being guided to not do this thing or to do this thing, right? I don't know why I'm being guided to say yes to this thing and enter into this timeline and not this one. But I know that I am, and I'm honoring that voice of the intuition, and I'm not doubting myself, right? So yeah, in front of you, the Red Sea parts and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. It's like you don't have resistance to change anymore. You're witnessing, potentially with the Five of Swords here, the resistance that others may have to your change. And you're no longer, and the reason why, okay, let's decode this. The reason why you're seeing this is because the resonant wound that once attracted you towards a very specific network of experiences. Okay, I'm hearing existences as well. So this is like an array of timelines that you've experienced. At the nucleus of the cell was the resonant match. And I'm hearing at the nucleus of the cell was this nucleus of a family. It was this nucleus of experiences that you were unraveling through, okay, in this ecosystem. And this was your inability to change previously. This was a resistance to your own change. It was a resistance to maybe certain belief systems. It was a resistance to disrupting your comfort zone. And you have now become the very thing that you try to avoid. And this is why you're entering into a next level. Every next level comes from the parts of us that we try to avoid, okay? It happens through the parts of us that we try to avoid, that we work through. And there's something around others are now mirroring your initial resonance points. Others are mirroring what your initial wounds were, but because you've integrated them and you're accepting change and actually embracing life change right now, right? Because the Tower card is about embracing change, not bracing for it, embracing the unknown and actually feeling empowered by it, by becoming your agent of change and not feeling overpowered by it, right? This is now you standing at a PowerPoint. Maybe this is like a presentation, maybe there's something that you're presenting. Anyway, you're no longer mirroring the resonant wounds of those around you. You're no longer in resonance, right? So what you're witnessing is almost like an old version of yourself, right? And you're choosing to mirror back a different example. Okay, you're mirroring a different example of, okay, I'm okay with change. You may not be okay with my change because you're afraid of that change within yourself. That's okay. I once was. That was a resonant match, but I no longer am. So I'm focusing on making decisions with who I am now, not who I was. And that's why you're asking, who am I? Right? And that's why they're asking, who are you? So that's important to know. Very interesting. So in the realms of relationships, this could be that you're moving towards something deeper, right? A more intimate relationship with yourself. And this new development will basically allow a lot of grace to be able to unfold in your life. And this could be unexpected windfalls, right? Things that once stifle your success seem to disappear on their own. Windows of opportunity are opening up wide. So yeah, very, very interesting energy that's coming through with this. But guys, I'm gonna love and leave you right there for today because I have a lot to do. And yeah, I'll speak to you very, very soon. If you guys are not ready to subscribe to this channel, do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. And what do I want to say? Also, yeah, if you have not already been aware, I was a guest featured on a podcast, and playback for that I'll try to leave in the comment section down below if you guys want to see that, and the conversations that we had. And also check out Water Spirit if you guys are looking for some high quality AA grade jewelry and are not aware. This is a small family owned business that handcraft these beautiful gemstones. There's a plethora for you to be able to choose from. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards otter sanctuaries. And yeah, these are different kind of intention packs. Today I have Celestite, Moonstone, and Rainbow Moonstone. You guys already know these are like my go-tos that I kind of like to layer. But yeah, I'll see you very, very soon. Until next time, bye.